The POCO F7 Pro is here, and it's shaping up to be one of the most compelling flagship killers of the year. Do you even think it deserves the moniker? Packed with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, a stunning 6.67-inch 2K AMOLED display, and a massive 6,000 mAh battery with 90 watts of fast charging, POCO has pretty much refined its formula for high-performance devices at a competitive price. But does it deliver? Well, let's get into it. Right out of the box, the POCO F7 Pro gives off a nice impression when in hand with its nice glass back and metal frame. Speaking of the back, it's a fancy schmancy two-tone glass panel, glossy at the top and matte at the bottom, with some POCO branding here as well. Am I a big fan of it? Not necessarily, but I do like the fact that POCO's experimenting here and there with their back panel designing, which, you know, is a lot you could say compared to others in the market. The aluminum middle frame adds a nice touch to structural integrity, and ergonomics feel adequate for a tall phone. At 206 grams and measuring only 8.12 millimeters thick, it's slightly heavier than the competition it faces, but the weight is justified for its large battery. It also gets an IP68 rating for protection against dust-sized particles and freshwater submersion of up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Found on the right is the volume rocker and power button, and below is the dual nano SIM card tray, main microphone for calls, a USB Type-C port for charging and data transfers, and 1 out of 2 stereo speakers. Its pair can be found in the slit of the top display bezel that doubles as the call earpiece. All in all, it's a pretty standard no BS build with some flair that is the rear panel design. Moving over to display, the POCO F7 Pro boasts a 6.67-inch 2K Flow AMOLED panel. It offers a 120Hz refresh rate that pairs well with the nicely tuned HyperOS UI animations and could prove well for some competitive mobile gaming. Color reproduction from the 2K display is vibrant, thanks to the wide color gamut support. And outdoor visibility is no slouch with the 3,200 nits of peak brightness. The panel also features 3,840Hz PWM dimming with 2 Vrainland certifications for low blue light and flicker-free performance. When it came to streaming media on the phone, the POCO F7 Pro pretty much reminded me how much I really missed those extra pixels. I mean, over the years, I'm sure most of us started agreeing that Full HD on phone displays were good enough because the screens themselves weren't that big in the first place, which is why when I upgraded from the Samsung Galaxy S10 to the S23, I lost some pixels. Quite a few, actually. And so, when something like the POCO F7 Pro with its 2K panel comes along, I just miss them so much. Meanwhile, for biometrics, the POCO F7 Pro features an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor, which is pretty much the most secure kind of in-display fingerprint scanning technology out there. Compared to typical optical scanners, we can even unlock the device with slightly wet fingers. Not to mention, ultrasonic is just way more secure. Recognition has also been superb. No issues here. There's also optical face unlocking options available, but I didn't rely on it too much throughout my review. Moving over to cameras. At the rear, we get a 50 megapixel Light Image 800 sensor that features optical image stabilization and is said to improve low light performance. It's capable of capturing sharp, detailed images with good dynamic range. The colors are quite accurate out of the box too, even with HDR turned on. And even without using portrait mode, we can get some decent bokeh from the main camera as is, since it does feature an aperture of f1.6. And even without a zoom lens, the main camera takes good enough photos when digitally zooming. It's workable up to 5x zoom, as you can see in the sample photos. Anything beyond that, and we notice a drop in quality, and more of the AI post-processing at work to smoothen things out. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera is serviceable for even wider shots, but it doesn't offer the same level of detail as the main sensor. But if we just needed the extra field of view from time to time, it's definitely good enough. Meanwhile, the 20 megapixel front-facing camera takes some very decent selfies with AI enhancements as well. And as for video, the F7 Pro can record at up to 8K at 24 frames per second using the main rear camera. The quality is amazing considering the price point of this phone. But take note that we can't use the ultra-wide or even zoom when shooting in 8K. Bumping it down to 4K solves that issue and can even save us some storage. There is a form of electronic image stabilization on board in the form of the shoot steady video setting, but we are only limited to 1080p recording when in use. Honestly, we don't really feel like we needed it for general video recording, especially when we don't want to deal with the crop. Other notable features for camera include 50 megapixel mode, dual video recording, and slow motion, to name a few. Interestingly, there's also director mode, which allows users to shoot in Xiaomi or POCO log, which we plan to revisit in a dedicated video soon. Running on Xiaomi's HyperOS 2 based off Android 15 out of the box, the POCO F7 Pro feels really nice when navigating through the interface. Animations are smooth and fluid. Holding the power button down activates Google Gemini. Holding the gesture navigation bar down activates Google Circle to Search. Standard 2025 Android things. Even the dedicated gallery app gets some useful AI photo editing features, from automatically enhancing photos to removing reflections and even erasing unwanted things from the shot. Do note that we do need a Xiaomi account to use some of these AI features. Overall, the UI is smooth and responsive, and everything is easy to find in the settings. As usual, pre-installed apps remain a minor downside. Minor because we can just uninstall most of them and turn off notifications from annoying apps we can't uninstall. So overall, no major gripes here. And just like last year, we can also expect the POCO F7 Pro to receive 3 major OS updates and 4 years of security patches. Under the panels of the F7 Pro is the aforementioned Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, a 4nm chipset found in flagships from last year. This results in a 32% CPU performance boost, 34% GPU improvement, and a staggering 98% AI performance increase compared to the POCO F6 Pro. Our unit is configured with 16GB of LPDDR5x memory and 512GB of UFS 4.1 internal storage. We can also extend RAM with another 12GB with the memory extension setting, and in real-world use, you'd expect the F7 Pro to handle almost anything you throw at it. And just like that, it totally did. We ran into no problems doing all our everyday tasks, from multitasking between several apps to running multiple apps at the same time. There virtually wasn't any slowdown to take note of. And when it came to heavy gaming like Genshin Impact, the phone ran it smoothly with the graphics settings maxed out, without any frame rate drops or lag. And thanks to the liquid cool technology 4.0 found in the phone, thermals are kept in check. But do keep in mind that the phone still warms up like almost any other phone. Interestingly, the heat was evenly dissipated across the entire back panel compared to other phones that usually just have a little hot spot, maybe under the camera module or something. Either way, it wasn't the biggest deal. And for even more performance gains, we can even put the phone in ultimate mode, which provides slightly higher clock speeds. Those of you interested in the numbers can check out our benchmark scores on screen. Powered by a 6,000 mAh battery, the POCO F7 Pro delivers pretty good battery life that can pretty much handle a day of regular use while having to charge before going to bed. The included 90-watt hypercharge brick can charge the battery up from 0 to 100% in just 37 minutes, making it one of the fastest charging devices in its segment. In our PC Mark Work 3.0 battery test, the F7 Pro garnered a result of 15 hours and 59 minutes. This result was achieved while in the balanced battery mode. End users stuck to their phone all day may want to consider utilizing ultra and normal battery saver options when trying to preserve as much battery as they can without needing to charge. For connectivity, The POCO F7 Pro does not get eSIM support, but we do get 5G on here, as well as Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, NFC, and GPS. Additionally, POCO did include an IR blaster here for using the phone as a smart remote, but instead of putting it at the top of the phone, where you can use it like a remote, it's found in the rear camera module right here. As for pricing, at the time we recorded this video, we have yet to get any official word on the official local SRPs. But last year's POCO F6 Pro with the 12 plus 512 gig config went for 28,999 pesos, with the 1TB model going for 32,999 pesos. The starting configuration at 12 plus 256 gigs sold for 26,999 pesos. So it's safe to assume that this year's F7 Pro will be around all of those prices depending on the config. Either way, we'll have the official pricing pinned in the comments section below. In conclusion, I'm happy to report that the POCO F7 Pro still deserves to be called a flagship killer, and it definitely delivers. Flagship grade performance, a crispy high refresh 2K display, great build quality and battery life, and even an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner. Samsung better wake up, because Xiaomi and its POCO army are definitely stirring the pot. So if you're looking for a device that excels in gaming, multimedia, and everyday performance without breaking the bank, the POCO F7 Pro might be the one for you. What do you guys think of the POCO F7 Pro? Is it a cop or a drop? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you found this video helpful, informative, educational, or if it's helped you make a purchasing decision, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of our future uploads. Be sure to visit yugatech.com and follow us on all our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this was the POCO F7 Pro, a 2025 flagship killer. And I've been Miguel, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!